But if you're going to shoot me, shoot me. God. All right. So just so you guys know, we you know, for TV purposes, you have to shoot. When you come out in a montage like we did, we have to have something to get us to the next piece of work. So I am doing this, getting it ready for the intro. Then the truck will be on the ground, and we'll do the next one. That's how that works. We're not doing total hardcore TV magic like you used to. We're doing, we'll call it, what can we call it? We'll call it Lou magic. Poof, it's not done. We gotta bring back the air tools, Jerry. We're gonna have to do that. This is what I like about North Carolina right here, guys. This is what I like. If you were up in New York and this exhaust went through 1 or 2 winters, you would not be taking it off with a 3/8 drive ratchet. You would be breaking out the smoke wrench and letting it eat. Okay, so those montages really make you sweat. But we're getting ready to jump right into another one. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the valve covers, the intake, the heads. I've already disconnected the exhaust from underneath just because it was easy to do. I just knocked it out. You guys didn't need to see it. In North Carolina, it's not like the Northeast where if the exhaust does one winter, you got to cut everything off with a torch. It was easy. I even used a 3/8 ratchet. It was phenomenal. So here we go. Intake manifold. Montage. Right here, air. It broke. Cut you, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to. Yeah. Man, that thing was stuck on there. We'd probably get in trouble. Oh, come on, get out. Come on, get out. Let it go. 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 There you go. Man, it didn't want to let go. There we go. Oh, come on. There you go. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Oh. Woohoo! All right, so on a small block Chevrolet, there's 17 head bolts that hold it on. So they're all out. You just saw me take them all out with the impact. And we have a really small air compressor that we borrowed because I didn't want to do it by hand. So that's all there is to that. So it's all ready to go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 fingers in the exhaust ports here, take my big screwdriver, and pry it up. And there's going to be water that comes out of the block because there's water jackets in the heads. We'll let it drain a little. And off she comes. It's hooked up. The bolt. That bolt that didn't want to come out is being a pain in the butt. It's got my head gasket hooked. Okay, there we go. And off we go. This is the air compressor that we borrowed. Forgot to disconnect the vacuum lines. So the next step in our operation is simple. We're going to clean the engine block and get ready to put on these brand new heads. Now, the reason why I'm going with these brand new heads, there's a couple actually. These heads are just plain flat out better than stock heads. They just are. And the reason why they're better, back in the day, you had your double hump heads and your power pack heads. I believe the Chrysler heads for a small block Chrysler with a W2 heads. They had all these different heads that were geared more towards the performance market. Kind of like, the top end stock mobiles, like, the Corvettes, the SS Chevelles, the GTS Darts, that kind of stuff. Well, what the cylinder head manufacturers have done in the last few years, and it's gotten really popular and they've become really effective, is they would take a set of those old heads, hog them out, and put them on a flow bench and check the CFMs. These are 195 CFM intake runners. What that means is this hole right here, the intake runner, is 195 CFM, cubic feet per minute. That tells you how many cubic feet per minute air is going to be moved through this intake. So you have to remember, these heads are like the windpipes to the lungs, all right? They're going to get the air into the lungs. The engine block, the cylinder, those are the lungs. The more air you get in there, the more power you're going to make. But it's not just the cylinder heads and the runners that play part of this. You've got intake valve and exhaust valve. They're inside the cylinder head. You don't see them, but those are the guys that are working hard. These are 202 intakes. What that does for you is it puts as much air as it can in this combustion chamber in the cylinder. This is going to give you everything that you can get. If you can get bigger ones, it's going to get bigger in the combustion chamber. So you have to remember that. These are 72 cc chambers. They make different ones. They have like a 58, the 62. This, I decided to go with 76 for one simple reason. I'm sorry, 72 for one simple reason. It's going to keep my compression where I want it to be. Right now, those heads that came off this truck are 76 cc. These are 72s. It'll raise it up a little bit. Nothing to worry about. I can still run the truck on mid-grade gas because this truck is going to drive everywhere. It's going to go to California. It's going to go to SEMA. It's going to go everywhere. Who knows? I might take the guys out to Summit to dinner. I don't know, but I can throw them in my Suburban and we could ride around with their stuff on there and they'd think it was cool. I know they would. But back to the heads. They're made out of aluminum. They flow really great. You get everything you need with them. You get the screw-in studs, the guide plates for the push rods. Yes, you have to run the guide plates. But this is something that I got to show you guys. The instructions. On the instructions, it has all the information for all the different heads that they make for the small block Chevy. And it tells you everything you need to know. The gaskets, the torque pattern, everything. You need to make sure that you look these over for one simple reason. You want to make your engine run to the best of its ability. The better your engine runs, the more efficient it is. And I don't care if it's drag racing or driving it to your grandmother's house. So keep that in mind when you get this stuff, to look it over, check your instructions, and do what they tell you to do. I know we're all guys and we're smarter than the guy that wrote it, but trust me on this. Just do it. Next step, I'm going to start cleaning up this engine.